What is up, disc golf fans from around the world? We are here at none other than Buffumville Lake Disc Golf Course in Oxford, and it's time for my annual Team Challenge practice round, and it is another beautifully 76-degree day with the wind up high, and that's the best time to practice Buffumville. But one of the main reasons I want to take the vlog out here, other than the fact that this is one of the best courses in central Massachusetts, is we do have some changes coming on the back nine. Brand new 14 and brand new 15, and the elimination of one of the most boring holes in the course, hole 16. So definitely excited to get back out here, excited to get the team out here on Sunday. We're playing against Team NASA. Got a lot of friends on Team NASA. It's just like part of the Team Challenge thing. It's that annual get together of people you only see at Team Challenge, and I couldn't be more excited. But right here on hole 1, the other thing that the course has seen a lot of is a lot of tree clearing. These big stumps went a couple years ago, and the right side of one's green is like completely cleared out. But then I look at 18, there used to be a whole line of trees there. You'll see it when we get there, but lots of trees cut, and just place looks different every year I come back. But let's get into it. I already threw a couple warm-ups, but I wanted to go over a quick breakdown of what FD1s I'm running right now. I've got a Radish Skywalker 1, 170 gram. It's not quite as understable as my most beat up Skywalker that I was throwing during the season, but it's 170 grams, so it's gonna get there pretty quick. This is pretty straight. Doesn't really turn much, but it's just dead straight. Now the Mummy might be in the running for my favorite run of Skywalker 2, because the metal flakes are money, but these are a little more like dead straight out of the box. The metal flakes have a little more beef, as well as the regular Color Glow with the Horizon C-Line Color Glow. Love it. Now, I just put this one back in the bag today. This is not the Donnie Tsunami you're familiar with. It's an identical twin, but this is actually a C-Line FD1, and I was throwing this last off season, so definitely excited to give this another crack in the bag. And yeah, right here on hole 1, I'm just going to show you guys 3 back-to-back shots to compare the flights. Skywalker 1. And it's going to flip up to flat, but it's never going to turn. And that is a standard inbound shot for hole 1. Now the Mummy is going to have a little more beef, but I threw it flatter. But I just see a harder finish from the Mummy. Donnie Tsunami FD1 is going to be basically a Heiserbomb anti-flex. All perfectly played shots for the hole. Typically I throw a Horizon DD1 here because it has no fade. I just throw it out at the rocks and let it turn forever. I didn't trust it to turn, but there's nothing wrong with that shot. And now one disc I did just put back in my bag because Buffumville is such a long course. My favorite Horizon DD1. This disc is a winner for this hole for sure. A little easier to control than the original Horizon. Overturning them is the way to do it. Hole 1's kind of a weird hole because the trees used to be blocking the over-the-road hyzer like what I was throwing with the Skywalkers. But there's still the telephone poles and the wires, and there's always cars parked here. So I still like to take the turnover, but that's because I'm unique. And I think it's easier for me as a disc golfer to turn a disc away from danger rather than fade it away from danger. I feel like it's easier to be in control of the turn, which for other people that might be like reverse psychology. You might think it's easier to just throw overstable and fade away from the out of bounds, but I'm a flippy guy, so that's what I do. Another upgrade, the blue line to actually definitively say whether or not your disc is inbounds. So that would be inbounds. But the problem is, in years past, we would have things like that, and it's like, well, there is grass there. Thankfully, we got a line painted out here now, so, you know, Team Challenge is supposed to be all fun and camaraderie. Last thing you want is a rules debacle on a card that's supposed to be good vibes, good times, but just glad to see our home course that we represent, representing proudly. This is a pretty standard spot to land. It's usually just a standstill chipper sidearm from here. First sidearm of the day, never easy. Holy wind. Okay, and I outdrove the basket by a mile. This is not the birdie putt you want to start your round, but let's see if we can make it. No, it's gonna hyzer. Oh yeah, you never want to start on hole 1 here with a par. Hole 2, very similar to hole 1. OB left the whole way there. The difference is this hole is way less of a bailout to the right than hole 1. Hole 1, all I got to do is cook this thing over to the right and it'll never end up out of bounds because the way the road is shaped. But this one, you don't want to go in the woods and you certainly don't want to go out of bounds. But it's a similar play for me. Just like that. Hold it the whole way. Oh, it's just not flippy enough, but now it's gonna be. Oh! Got the kick off the rocks. I don't know if you could see that. Ripping tailwind. I don't see a better disc other than the other Horizon DD1. Flicks out. Okay. That felt way safer than trying to play with the hyzer flip. This is a ripping tailwind right now, and there's one thing about holes 1 and 2 is in the tailwind, they play what I think way easier. A headwind, even though it'll keep you safer away from the rocks, it'll turn you over. I could like cut roll back in the rocks, but I got a lucky bounce there, and those happen from time to time. It's always a 50-50 chance. Alrighty, after a lucky bounce, I have a little bit of a chance to throw this in. Just go in. A park job will have to do. All right, hole 3. This is the worst possible wind because we got the OB left the whole way. The basket's just in that cove at the end of the tree line, at the end of the pines. Typically, I like to play something out wide left and let it turn in. But then with this wind, it's like right to left head. It might turn so much that it gets slammed and then cut rolls out of bounds. And this is a hole, especially in team challenge match play, you really just got to put one in play because your opponent can mess it up in many ways. I'm going Skywalker 1. Just turned it barely too early, but that's always going to be a putt. And a lot of people would say that these first 3 at Buffumville are like the signature, they capture the signature look of Buffumville with the rocks and everything. But 2 600-foot par 4s and then a 450-foot par 3 just leads you into 3 holes in a row that are like putter mid-range shots. So this course, everybody thinks all long bombers, but it's only half the course. The other half is nice putter shots, and that's kind of why Buffumville is so highly played. Like, it's a very popular course, and yeah, you get to practice every disc in your bag. My Skywalker 1 landed right here. This is my birdie putt, and my mummy actually landed closer, even though it was a worse shot, but I short-armed it. Short-armed it again. I do have a quick story though. Last year, our first home match against Maine BSR went to an all match playoff, which means after singles, after doubles, both teams exactly tied. And I put my drive right about here. And Nick Eco was my partner. I don't remember what my putt did. I think I might have missed it high, but he hit it like low left center and it just popped right back out. And that was a little demoralizing, and we ended up going on to hole 5 and losing on hole 5. And yep, that is still to this day the only playoff of any sort that I've ever lost. And it motivates me every single day. I've been in many playoffs. My first 2 MPO wins were in playoffs. The first one was a 6-hole playoff. The second one was a 1-hole playoff. And I've had since my second A-tier win was in a 1-hole playoff against Cam Messerschmidt. And a doubles playoff's a little different though, because you know, it's not just you that you're playing for. And in team challenge, it's even more different because it's not just you and your partner that you're playing for. You're playing for 20 of your teammates that are putting all of their faith in you and you only, you and your partner. And you let them down. It's definitely something that's hard to come back from, and something that haunts me still to this day. We beat them in finals. Take that, BSR. Nobody cares about regular season wins if you can't win in the championship, which obviously we took second, but still better than one and done. Maybe that's why it hurt so much, because there was 20 20 other players there shouting, hooting, and hollering on cloud 9 because their team won. And then we have 20 players that want to die. So it's tough, but that's for the love of the game. First of the 3 mid-range shots. I think this is going to be a perfect shot for a backhand tactic. Hole 4. It's only 300, but I can't think of a better disc than a tactic. Just like that. Yep, not much else to it. Midnight Prowl sidearm. What do you guys think about that? I've been loving it lately. I mean, it's a little too much turn. Let me try the MD1. There it is. Oh my God. I'm so filthy sometimes. Pull one of those out in a team challenge match and park it. Your opponent's gonna really start shaking and start missing 20 footers. And that's just why we love it so much, team challenge match play. It's all mental, it's all a mental battle. Here's the MD1 sidearm. Not bad, about circle's edge. But the tactic right here, this is a shot that I didn't start using until this year. Backhand, exo hard tactic, and C-line. But one of the holes that I was thinking of the most is hole 4 at Buffumville, because it's too short for a mid-range, and you need more beef than like a P3X or well, actually P3X is a great shot here. You need more beef than like your typical throwing putter, and exo hard tactic is just the shot. It's also a downhill grade to the fairway, so the less glide makes it easier to give it a good maybe baby ace run, but still stay within 12 feet. Here we are at hole 5. It's a dead straight shot, but we've also lost some trees and stuff on this hole, so the obvious shot is the hyzer sidearm. But I just want to show off what looks to be some work down here. Nice new bench. Gotta love it, especially in team challenge. Got a lot of old people that play team challenge. You need some good benches, and one of the things that people hate about Buffumville is you never get a chance to sit down. No benches. So it might be something that's overlooked by most, but from somebody who hears all of the consensus from the community, a bench at Buffumville goes a long way. It's either FD3 or FD1 basically every time. Stand still. This is my Donnie Tsunami combo. This is the identical FD3 to my old Donnie Tsunami. Yeah, the one that I'd been throwing all year. And this one, I just had Jesse die, and it just happens to kind of look like a tidal wave, which I think is pretty cool. Get up! That was horrid. That was horrid. There's like a couple finger branches that you gotta avoid, but they shouldn't really be a problem. That's more like it, but okay. Oh, never mind. That's literally 1 foot away from the basket. It's even worse than I could have imagined. And I'm usually embarrassed when I land outside the circle on this hole. And I'm not even sniffing circle 3 right here. So let's see if we can give it a run. Lift. Ah, called it. That's a little, I guess I was 6 inches off. 1.5 feet. All right, this is actually one of my favorite shots on the course to throw. Basket's just straight ahead with a little rock backstop. It's hard one to get it to stick. A lot of people like the flippy putter, but it always has like a pinball reaction. The sidearm turnover seems to sit much gentler. And I didn't turn it enough. Kick left. Sit. Okay, that's gonna be a fun putt. Let me try the flippy putter. And that's perfect. The pains of playing in New England in the fall is every hole that has leaves seems like a complete project to get your disc back, but yesterday at Devon's was way worse because Buffumville's way more open and way less leaves. There's so many rocks by my lie, I think it's the best way to film it. How is it even possible? How is that possible? Dang it. Hit right side chains when all I can see is left side chains. Sounds typical. All right. What am I, 2 down? I think I'm 2 down. It may be November, but I sure am sweating. And there's one thing about Buffumville, it's like you can't win. The nicer the weather, the more people are out walking their dogs to get in the way of the course. But the worse the weather, the more miserable the course is to play because there's OB everywhere and you can lose discs. And yeah, it's not always the best combo. And as I'm talking about it right now, there's literally people walking over the hill, walking their dog in the middle of my fairway. So definitely the number one downside of this course is just like the non-disc golf traffic, but team challenge, it's a lot more annoying. I was originally gonna try my Horizon DD1, but I think I might want to try that sidearm because that is my max distance sidearm disc, and this right to left wind is the worst for this backhand turnover. But I'm gonna throw stable DD1, try a little inside line here. Just like that. Just like that. It's gonna flex out, but it's gonna be a long birdie putt that I can run every time. All right, let's see if we still got the sidearm gas that we were cooking at the end of the season. I've been trying to take it easy on my sidearm since I came home. Well, I turned it too much, but I had plenty of speed on it. Oh my God, I turned it way too much, and that's gonna be an absolute project to get back out of the rocks. I went long, but that's never a bad thing because this basket isn't a bowl. And basically you just wanna do whatever you can to keep your disc in bounds for this tee shot, because it's a blind out of bounds on the fairway, and a lot of opponents I've seen will not know exactly where the line is and think they're playing it safe, but actually land out of bounds. So I'll take this shot 10 times out of 10, especially with this wind direction. All right, this is a big two. Oh. Drop in there. Ooh, off the top. This is one of those holes where, like, I call it the Team Buff hole because I very rarely see any team other than our own take a point or a stroke in doubles on this hole. And in that playoff I was just talking about, with me and Nicky Economos throwing, I think we should have just gone straight to this hole and tested our luck trying to get the 2 instead of playing the 4 and 6 in the woods, or 4 and 5. Hole 8, not much to it other than most people go sidearm around the big tree, but if you can't really see it on camera, but there is like a lazy pan shot going inside with a backhand flex. And this is actually the hole that I first threw a backhand tactic on, like in competition at the first team challenge match of the year last year. Had my P3X in my hand and was just like, went back to my bag, grabbed my XO Hard tactic and parked it first shot of the year for team challenge. And let's try and see if I still got it, because with this wind, the sidearm just seems really inconsistent. Just like that. Because it's right next to a drop off to the lake. So you want something that lands flat, where a sidearm, people throw Firebirds and stuff, skipping in the lake, all that commotion I don't want anything to do with. The reveal to this green is always a sight to behold. Now you can see where the lake is, and you can see where my disc is, because it landed flat. And hole 8 is definitely a hole that you want nothing but an easy birdie putt every single time you play it. But now, for 2 really long holes in a row. Alrighty, here we are, hole 9. Welcome to what was voted 2-time and defending best hole 9 in Massachusetts. I can't see why, you know. But baskets out on the peninsula there. As you can see in the fairway, a lot of green space. You just basically don't want to come in contention with the trees or the water or the rocks. It's a pretty standard tour shot hyzer for anyone who throws over a 4. But it is some wind out there. And I just didn't trust it. Is that gonna be OB? Nope, barely safe. Still not good, regardless. I apologize to our viewers at home. There's just not another disc I could throw here, so I didn't really put a good one out there. But this one is basically, so the basket, you can't see because of the sun, but you got like those 2 pear trees. The basket's past those, but straight through them for the camera's visual. And the play here is either wide sidearm or backhand hyzer. I think I'm gonna try both. So I'm gonna go with my instinct first, which is wide sidearm FT3. And a little skip. Yes. Oh, that was freaking a thing of beauty right there. Now we gotta test out the MD5 because I need more reps with it. Oh, off the picnic table. That was horrible. So looks like I chose the right shot. A look back at the tee pad right there, and then the entirety of the hole. Pretty beautiful. And oh yeah, I forgot to give a shout out. Brand new drop zone, or yeah, it's a drop zone, but it also could just be a short tee for anybody who doesn't want to try and clear the water. And shout out to just our Buff crew on Team Buff, Joe Yaskis, Kyle Moriarty, the Eco Brothers, and all the other team members that helped out. A lot of work went in so far to start the season, Team Challenge season, and it does not go unnoticed. But something I forgot to mention is how lucky I was on a beautiful day like this that there wasn't people sitting on these picnic benches making me wait to tee off or not get to tee off at all, have to holler at them that they're in danger. That's a rare sight. There it is all day long. Oh my goodness, disc catcher. Alrighty, well, first one went in. So that puts me at 4 under, because I got hole 8 as well. 4 under through 9 at Buffumville. Nothing wrong with that. All right, hole 10, the hardest hole on the course to birdie, par 3, 412 uphill, with a brand new tee pad. And I think I speak for everybody who's ever dreamed of having a good shot on this hole. That tee pad means a lot. And this is just one of those courses that it's so old that it's taken so long to evolve. And yeah, at first we improved the baskets to disc catchers, and we said next thing is the tee pads, and we're halfway there. All right, I'm going C-line DD1. You basically just want like a baby flex, but really just straight if anything. And I didn't flex it. Well, I kind of did, but I missed my line to the left. Fought through. I forgot that I put this new Horizon back in the bag. I think this is my shot. I just turned it too much. My Horizon DD1, my old one, Bob Ross. Hyzer flip at the pine on the right and let it flip. Just like that. But stop turning. All right, I think it fought through. I'm sure a lot of you have heard me talk about Team Challenge and how great the league is and how big it is. It's got like over 2,000 members, but Team Challenge, just like the NHL, started with 6 teams. So we have a Team Challenge original 6. Team Buffumville is one of those teams. And even though I was not playing disc golf in 2006, I was 6 years old. It makes me feel really good to know that I represent a team that's been in it for as long as it's been a thing. Joe Yaskis is the founder of Team Challenge, and he's on our team. He was my doubles partner for years as well. But yeah, just to say that Buffumville has been around as long as it has, and the team's been around as long as it has. The team, as far as like players are concerned, has heavily evolved, especially in the last 3 years. And it's just really good to see that the course is keeping up as well, because the course, even before like these new tee pads and baskets, nothing like it was in 2006. But can never be afraid to change. And the Army Corps of Engineers, they're the ones that have all the courses here at the dams around Massachusetts, and it's just really cool that we're making things happen, making the course better. Never gonna say no to that. Did somebody say D-line MD? Did somebody say cash money all day? It's just a layup. Let me try and give it a little bid. A little Matty O bid. That's Matty O. Come on, play, man. Look. I'll just take my maiden, man. Just give that little 2-pop spinner. Oh no, I got too amped up for Matty O. Well, didn't leave it short. See, looking back at the tee pad, super tight off the tee, and the wind is a big factor. And then it does start to widen up, but this long, straight hallway, it's a short list of birdies that have been accomplished on this hole. And I'm proud to be one of them. But the list keeps growing, man, because everybody keeps throwing farther. And these kids are getting good. And these kids used to include me, but not anymore. Alrighty, right to left wind on hole 11. You can see the basket. It's in a cluster of boulders, late right in the fairway. It's not a very far hole. I've got my tactic in my hand, but there's just so many rocks that, like, if I'm gonna throw this, it's just, even a good shot and a bad shot can get chunked easily the same. But this is the shot I need to practice for the match. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh, it's way short. That is like way, way not far enough. All right, I'm short, but I got an open look. That's all you can really ask for. I do not want to use my main putters for this. No, where's my other putter? What? Oh, I just freaking sent it on the last hole. I never picked it up. Okay. All right, well, I guess this putter will do it. No, we're going P1X. First career putt with the P1X. See how it goes. It works. That was pretty filthy. And I've actually been on a card with Kyle Moriarty here at a tournament one time. He lost his disc under there. It was parked and he had to re-tee. Hole 12, it's definitely a weird one. Not one that people would say is their favorite hole on the course. But when you're me and you love to throw drifty sidearm turnovers, it's a perfect hole. So that's what we're gonna try and do right here. Just a little drifty guy. Never aced this hole, by the way. I don't even think I've ever aced anywhere here. That's too much turn, but it's gonna be a birdie putt every time. All right, I got just barely lucky enough that I didn't slide off the edge here, because that can get really rough, but I just went left too much. Hole 6, I didn't turn my tactic enough, so this one I turned it too much. They're both almost identical shots, and it makes sense that I messed them up. Come on, you just didn't commit to it. Oh, there it is. That's all arm. But yeah, so it's basically, it makes sense for me to either get both or neither, because the shot's either working or it ain't. And the wind just messing with me right now, but it's good practice. All right, first actual course change of the day. Hole 13, typically we're going at the red dot tree and then hyzering to the left. But as you can see from our wonderful T sign right here, very, very accurate and hyzer. Play up the road to the right. Seems about right. This is actually an original buff hole, as I've heard, which is what I was talking about. Like, the course is evolving, and then it evolves back if we like something else better. We've been long time coming to be playing a par 4 up the road here. It's also a shorter walk to the next tee pad, which is always a plus. All right, let's see how I can set up the camera. All right, so there's actually quite a few members on the team that have played this hole before. I am one of the ones that have not. And right now, my mind is screaming Skystone Anti-Flex, and I can't take it out of my head, so we're gonna try that first. I might throw like a FD1 or something afterwards. One more match play shot. I mean, I don't see how that could be bad. I don't see a single thing wrong with either one of those. So we've actually already played our first team challenge match of the year. We played down on Cape Cod against Team Burgess, which is a notorious team that never loses at home. That's why they've always stayed in the A pool, because when you lose at home, you have a likeliness to move down to the B pool at the end of the year. I beat Brian Harrington, the best player to ever play that course, and I heard it was the second time he's ever lost there. Hit like a 40-foot stepper at the end to take it. I went down 2 early, and it was the only time of the entire match that I was leading, was after it was over. Patriot style, old Patriot style. And Aaron LeBlanc and I took it to him in doubles. That's 4 dubs wins in a row for me and Aaron, including finals. We shot a 39, 15 under. Highlight of the day was a 550-foot roller. I hit the lock. It was awesome. Team challenge, nothing better. All right, found Donnie Tsunami, so second one's a pickup. The basket, oh whoops, right behind this big tree. So the fact that they're calling this a par 4 doesn't really live up to what I was expecting. because my PD2, which it did end up too far left, is right here. And that's all I've got left for the eagle. So let's see what I can do. All right, this is to go 1 for 1 on eagle attempts on this hole. First ever time playing the hole. Looking for my first eagle on the hole. Got it. That's a committed putt. So is that. Oh no, just dropped. All right, whoever I'm playing on Sunday, probably an old guy. You're gonna be scared when I pull this out on this hole. But here's the funny thing. Team challenge, you don't even know what hole you're gonna start on. And if your match ends early, which typically they do, you have no idea what holes you're even gonna play. Because I've had rounds like I'm shredding, but I'm playing so good that I'm gonna win the match. And we just started the back 9. And I've been like 11 under through 13 and then had to call it a round and go back for lunch. And I just wonder what those rounds could have turned into. But it feels good to be first back to lunch. That's always my goal, is my opponent's gonna be the first one to get lunch because I ended the match so soon. All right, for anyone who's ever seen one of my vlogs here before, this is hole 14. First off, I'd like to clarify, I just went on UDisc to input my scores to update from earlier. UDisc has that as a par 3. That little cardboard says par 4. For me, I see it more as a par 3, obviously. But hole 14 here, every time I've ever played here, we've always gone down to the end, the big pines in the background, just like a hyzer. But now this is one of the holes that Team Buff has put in the most amount of work on. We are now playing to the right side of the dam. Basically, that big pine up there in the standalone is a Mando. It says Mando right on the bottom. I think that no matter what, you don't want to be playing around the tree, but it cuts into a tunnel, you're going to see it. And this is one of the main, this hole and the next hole is why I'm here. I need this practice before I play a team challenge match here. So this is giving me a lot of hole 3 vibes. I'm saying definitely woods early is horrible, but OB left makes you want to go right. I think I'm just going to try Bob Ross. Maybe not for a first shot. That's probably a bad idea. I might just go like Skywalker for a first shot. Just see how far I can get out there. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh my goodness, what a flight. Oh no. I think that's perfect. Which means that I don't need a distance driver. Which means that if I hit a distance driver perfectly, it's gonna be awesome. All right, let me try and get in the gap here. I don't even know if it's possible, but we're gonna try. Oh, the wind just quit on me. I'm standing funny. That's how you know that I needed help. Okay, that DD1, I've been wanting for it to get flippy. It's in a hurry to get flippy now. One more. The stable DD1, more of like a wide Annie, like hole 7. Oh, I slipped. And that's OB. This is what I believe is the drop zone. I'd have to check the course notes to be sure, but you never know what can happen, what kind of wind we're going to be faced with. I think that this is a really good drop zone for me to practice from. I'm going to go Vanguard sidearm. And I've been really liking this disc for some flip up sidearms thanks to watching Kyle do it, and Harry Chase actually. I don't know if that's good, but like, man, what a flight. All right, so as we're making the corner here, you can see the Mando tree and you can see the gap. And now I'm noticing that the basket is pretty tucked to the right. So my Vanguard might be in the circle, but it's not parked. But what a cool hole. Considering that the old hole was basically just wide open, nothing really thrilling about it than 2 hyzers. This is like, what a beautiful disc golf fairway. And this is where my Skywalker landed. All right, we're going tactic. Just a little chipper. When you throw a drive this good, you better go up and down. I'd say easy enough. And one for the people, we're going thumber, because it looks fun. And I just weak sauced it. Ha! It was just like a upside down flyer. But yeah, I had a shot at Nevin during Tour Championship. I was like, ooh, this is a thumber. And I didn't throw it, and I regretted it. And I love to throw those shots. Just when I feel like it's the right shot, I as long as I have confidence, I like to take the opportunity to do something crazy. Alrighty, here's the verdict. Vanguard from the drop zone, pretty good. And Tactic from the perfect drive, also pretty good. So, gotta say, big fan of the new hole here at Buff. All right, a lot has transpired since the last time I had the camera on. And I realized that my Halloween mummy Skywalker thumber got stuck in the tree. And while trying to get it out, threw a stick or whatever, and I got something in my eye. So now we got the goggles on, and I'm gonna try and keep getting it down. But yeah, wish me luck. I've been throwing stuff at it. I even popcorned it with a stick, like made it move, and then I went and got a rock. Second throw with the rock. Literally perched on it. I think it might be time to give up on this one. I angled the camera at it. I just started hitting the branch it's on really hard, and I think I might be able to get it if I just hit the branch hard enough. Ugh, like that, and then it comes back to me. Ugh, come on. You can definitely see those in frame. Oh yeah, that was an amazing effort. Don't get hit by the rocks. All right, these two big boys, I'm just gonna try and hit the branch. Ugh, oh boy, that's heavy. Get it. No way. All right, I'll let you guys know if I get it. All right, well that was depressing. First of all, just like a shot just for fun that ended up costing me a disc. And aside from that, I just freaking wasted all my energy and I didn't even come out successful. Like, I don't really care about trying to rescue a disc like that, but you gotta come out successful. It's just wedge, and especially with the rock, I got stuck up there. Whatever, but here we are, brand new hole 15. So same as the last hole, we had to change up the flow, and it's a little bit safer with the rocks, the way we used to have to walk up the rocks. I don't know how far it is, but I was told it was a mid-range. I'm gonna go MD5, see how far that gets me. I think that's close. Let me try the FD1 just in case. Swing all the way left. That's pretty good. Really scary in the wind, because if you go over the dam, you ain't getting it back. Something I failed to mention though about 14 and 15 here, I do believe that these are the OG holes, and there's a lot of people in the local club very, very excited for the return of the original Buff holes. And I could see why. It'd be like if Devon's had a change and years later we changed it back to the original. That's something, it's like the nostalgia, you know? And that's what I tell course owners is like, the only thing you have to fight with course changes is fighting like nostalgia. And it's fun to see a well-renowned hole come back to life. And first shot on it, I'd say this is close enough for the MD5. Nice bird. All right, we're rolling. Couple holes to go. All right, we are here on hole 16. Used to be 15, but had to change the order of the holes. The T sign's down, but it's like 480, I think, over the dam. I think it's good wind, left to right. It feels like tail. That would make sense compared to hole 9 that throws the opposite direction. I'm on cloud breaker 3 on a low flex. And no flex. I didn't flex it at all. Hopefully it's far enough. Yeah, it looks like it was. All right, I really don't want to lose this disc, but at the same time, I feel like I'm not gonna. Horizon DD1. Tipped it. Flex out. Flex out. Flex out. Uh-oh. I think I cleared the dam. The wind got a hold of it, and I think I went over the dam. So OB, but not lost, I don't think. All right, I'm realizing now this is a very bad camera angle because you can't see the basket, but it's just up and over, and we'll listen for chains. This is not where you want your drive to land, but it's better than out of bounds. Oh, no. Man, spent from throwing rocks and stuff in the tree. Maybe. Ah, just right. Couple of sad putters that didn't go in. But a lot of people, especially in a match play scenario, just lay up over there and take the par. So getting a par is just like minimum what you want to do. So I'm walking up to the dam now, and this is typically where we'd go to hole 16, right down the dam over here. There was a hyzer shot to right there. As you can see, the entire fairway is no longer for disc golf. But it's okay. Like I said, it was one of the most boring and lame holes on the course, so I don't hate it. But here's Buffumville at the top of the dam in all its glory. So there's the tee pad back there where I just threw from. And there's the basket down here. And I found my DD1. She's right here on the roof. That's a first. All right, hole 17. One of the 3 signature holes on the course, and you'll see why, but a stationary camera will never be able to capture what this hole actually is. But one of the best 2s to get on the entire property. Wow. All right, that's a par all day long. Let's try the Cloudbreaker 3 on a little more flex. Oh yeah, they're just getting slammed. So I'm not wearing any of my Team Buff gear right now. Probably should have, but if you've seen it before, you'll know that our logo is this tree, which we call the Dr. Seuss tree. It's pretty epic. All right, so it appears that it's not just hole 18's right side of the fairway that got trimmed. There used to be a bunch of bushes by the basket here, which used to mean so the road, OB right behind it, even if you didn't make it from here, if you slid into those bushes, it would mean no guaranteed par, and it still doesn't, but no bushes still means like an open putt. And that's definitely gonna change the dynamic of this hole, I'll say that much. This is gonna be like an auto layup, even if I wanted to go for it. Oh, maybe not, drop. Oh man. See, and that would be in the bushes no matter what before the change. Let me try the P1X again. See, that's what I expected it to do. Just fall out of the sky. All right, so here's the basket. Here you can see the stumps, and there's my putter. So, like I said, no guarantee on the make, but still, that would have been unmakeable if the bushes were still there. Oh, come on. That's a 4. But I did run it, so no shame. Alrighty, last hole. Good round. Now, this is a hole I was really excited to throw the mummy on. So now that I don't have it, I'm just gonna throw the Skywalker 1, which is gonna work out just fine. It's just, the only thing you can't do here is go in the road on the right, but you do wanna land close to the road because that means close to the basket. Well, that looks pretty good, but it's not, see. Well, not that the mummy would have been any better than that. I just threw it too straight, direct line. Let's try the sidearm, 328. I definitely got this in the bag nowadays. That might be too far. That's new. That's new to me. Just smacking a sidearm like that. Let's go. This is not where I want to land. But the sidearm is a little closer, so I might take that. But I just realized that with all the bushes gone, now you can like almost take like a mid-range hyzer and not even worry about like fading or turning toward the road. So I might try that, but gotta make this putt first. Oh boy, that's OB. Oh, maybe not. Dang. So this would be an impossible putt before the cut. But now I've got like a real chance to make this when I wouldn't normally in the past. All right, that's a par to finish. I finished 7 under. It's not horrible. Definitely a little windy out here, which makes a difference, but that is it. Brand new Buffumville. New layout, new holes, new tee pads. Just getting better as time goes on, and it's great to see an old course in the area get some love. And yeah, really excited for the match this weekend. Really excited to see Team NASA and hang out with them. And yeah, once again, thank you for watching. If anybody comes to Buffumville and wants to get my Skywalker out of the tree, I'm not gonna say no. And yeah, vlogs are gonna keep coming. Hopefully the weather stays as nice as it has, although it is a little warm. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.